Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Scorpio, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy is from the Elemental Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, and I'm using a new deck on my channel, Todd Alcott's The Sci-Fi Tarot, which is just so great. It's been giving such great readings so far for your other fellow water signs. And he's the one that also made the Pulp Tarot, which is a deck that I often use on my channel, and I love it. I don't know him personally. I just like to encourage and acknowledge all the amazing designers that have given me such muses to work with while reading tarot. So the cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angels, spirits, guides, messages. That card flew right off the table. Number 40, which reduces to a 4, corresponding to the Emperor card in the Major Arcana, Aries energy. Emperor is the power of all four kings of the tarot. He's the ultimate divine masculine. CEO, boss energy, leadership, passion, unstoppable force. That's the Emperor. Atoms and building is your card. So there is something to me that suggests that you are slowly but surely building an empire, amassing a fortune. And it's strange because it's like the cover of darkness. You're doing it subtly. These beautiful orbs. It's like, yes, things are, look at this here. It's like a runway, right? You're lighting the way, but you're lighting the way for yourself. I just had an image very clear in my mind of somebody going into the woods, perhaps for a walk or something, and tying ribbons around trees so that they can find their way back. That's very interesting. Are you leaving breadcrumbs for yourself so that you can either find your way back or light your way forward? I don't think I've ever read this card this way before. And especially the under the cover of darkness. So there's okay, most Scorpios I know, actually, not all, but most Scorpios I know are very closed-mouthed about their plans. Scorpios play the long game. They're really subtle about their personal lives. They don't reveal everything. And maybe that's intentional and maybe it's not, but Scorpios are always hatching plans. And I just heard they're going to have the last laugh. What's that about, Scorpio? Scorpio is always, will always have the last laugh if somebody tries to deter them off of their path. Their righteous path, Spirit just said. Their righteous path. You can see this character here has a lantern, which reminds me of the Hermit card of the Major Arcana. Number 9, Virgo energy. Hermit card talks about somebody who is retreating unto themselves, taking a time out from polite society to do some inner healing, some spiritual awakening. It might be a path that cannot be shared. It has to be traveled alone. And so there could be something that you're really going through right now that requires your attention for yourself. But it does feel like a massive up-leveling with the Emperor card suggested here with the number 440. So we shall see, because atoms, we're doing it one step at a time, one step at a time. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future. I am only pulling uprights. Excuse me, I'm only reading uprights. Cards flip out, but I am only reading uprights for this series. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I like this. I like this, Scorpio. Okay. My goodness. Okay, hold on. Let me just... Okay, in the past energy, the 2 of Pentacles, trapped between 2 realities. Can she keep her balance? She's like surfing on these UFOs, which I think is hilarious. And Scorpio always trying to think outside the box. That's what Spirit said. Scorpio always trying to think outside the box. Trapped between 2 realities. The 2 of Pentacles feels like a little bit of yo-yo action, like up and down, teeter-tottering. We could do this, we could do that, we could move there, we could do this. We can juggle it all. It's a card of multitasking. But eventually our arms get tired and we just want to put something down. I was just saying at work the other day to someone, I see you trying to prioritize everything, but when you do that, you end up prioritizing nothing. And you leave a lot of unfinished projects, and that needs to stop. So I told this person works for me. But, you know, it's like you can mean well, but it's almost like when you're trying to spread yourself too thin because you think you have to do it all, you end up finishing nothing and doing nothing. So sometimes it's good to take a big step back from this and ask ourselves, what can I put down? What can I take off my plate? What can I delegate off to another person? Because number 16 of the major arcana is coming out to clarify the Tower, Scorpio, and Aries energy. Scorpio, you showed up in your own reading. The Disintegrator Beam, a new story. Isn't that incredible? The Disintegrator Beam, a new story. So now, sometimes this is where things can backfire. We were riding this wave for a little while and it was working, and then maybe it got to be too much. And then it kind of, Spirit kind of showed us with the Tower card that something needs to be kicked to the curb. The Tower card is great shock, awe, and upheaval. It happens when, sometimes when we see a lot of red flags, we see the signs, we know they're there, we've ignored them anyway. That's when the Tower comes in, because Spirit's just like, I have tried to warn you, I've tried to tell you, and now I have to kind of kick you in the behind so we can get back on task, so we can get you back on your destined path. I've tried to tell you, I've showed it to you, right? So it's not coming from me. This feels like a spirit's message. Like, come on, Scorpio, we gotta rein it in now. You are meant for greatness. What's happening? Because you're spreading yourself too thin, and now it's become too much to sustain. So something has to come down. I don't know why, but this reminds me of Chicago. I think because this river thing here. I've never been to Chicago, but maybe you're from Chicago. Chicago resonates with you. It's also the band Chicago. It feels important. Chicago is not the only town, though, that has water like this in like a metropolis setting. So maybe this is something near where you live. Maybe there is kind of a man-made canal or a body of water. That feels very important. Take it as it resonates. Why are we having to face the Tower? This is the past energy, so it's already happened. High Priestess. Yeah, because you ignored your instincts. That's okay. We're recovering. To trust and believe with the cards that are coming out next, you're recovering. High Priestess sits at the veil between worlds. It's number 2 of the major arcana, representing Pisces energy. The High Priestess is very psychic, very intuitive, sees all, knows all, says nothing. Because she's observing. She's trying to understand the world around her and consult with her inner guidance system. The inner guidance system that saw the red flags, but maybe didn't do anything about them. And so Spirit had to intervene. And again, it's for your best and highest good. That's the past energy for Scorpio. What's going on in the present? Well, something amazing. Number 19, the Sun. The best and most abundant card in the tarot. Didn't show up for the other water signs, showed up for you, Scorpio. Like, here you are, hands behind your back, almost shy. Hard to tell, and I'm fixated on it. The positioning of the hands, it's not like fully clasped, it's kind of like this. Like this. It's kind of like an awkward, if you can imagine that behind your back, like surveying a situation, it feels tentative. It feels like, I don't deserve this, Sun. So I want to caution you, because we don't want to look all of this abundance in the face and reject it. You deserve this kind of happiness and this kind of abundance. So I just want to put that out there. Like, own it. Embrace it. It's clarified by the 9 of Cups. She is not naked. 9 of Cups. She has a suit on. I mean, it's very suggestive, but she has clothing on. Princess Absalom of planet Zorbex takes a relaxing dip, thank you, Spirit, in pure molten gold, and thinks about her victory over the Knights of Kanduru, whatever that means. It's funny, though, because it kind of looks like a cup of coffee. So, 9 of Cups, talks about wish fulfillment. I'm going to just hold it like this because I don't want to. Wishes coming true. The light being shone on this situation in the present moment for Scorpio. You can have it all if you choose it. But you have to allow the light to come in, to shine on it, to shine on you. And that can be, I just felt a fluctuation in my ear. So your spirit guides, I feel like, came in. That can be really challenging for you, Scorpio, like to truly internalize that feeling. And I feel like your spirit guides just like zoop, like they change the frequency in my ear. It's just kind of like a reminder, like, yes, we are here. We've been trying to tell you. They actually used curse words, which I'm not going to say, but they use curse words in my head. We've been trying to tell you to embrace, to really hone your manifestations, to focus. Like, don't be shy about asking for what you want. You can have it. What is it that Scorpio wants? Oh, interesting. The Eight of Cups. Escaping galactic law means a midnight of the soul for Captain Minerva Lacey. Escape. Wow. Scorpio wants a way out. That's crazy. I feel like it's out of like some kind of job situation or maybe a relationship. Look, I mean, you have free will and you can do whatever you want and it's your decision. But I will say, you need to do what makes you happy. You know, when I first saw the card, I thought of the movie The Matrix, right? Because Neo, when he kind of stepped into the real world or whatever, they had found him in a kind of pod like this. So it was kind of, because now Spirit is singing that song from that old band In Vogue, free your mind and the rest will follow. It's just saying, they just keep saying that, free your mind and the rest will follow. So maybe it's kind of escaping this paradigm of the Matrix, escaping a narrative that you have told yourself for years and years and years, escaping, you know, it doesn't mean it's like dire escape. It maybe you're just walking away, because the Eight of Cups can talk about walking away from a situation. Why? To walk into the Nine of Cups. We move from the 8 to the 9. You mean business, Scorpio. In the present moment, you mean business. You're doing it. Maybe it's taken you a long time to get to this point, so you should be really proud of yourself, because it's like you laid the groundwork one little orb at a time. In the future potential, Three of Wands, a journey into the unknown. Where are you going? What will you do once you get there? A light on the horizon calls you, standing on the precipice. I mean, nothing could be clearer. You're in this place where you're just walking out the door, even if it's just in your mind, you're walking out the door, and now it's like maybe you don't exactly know what your next step is, but that's okay. The point is that you took this step in the first place. You know, this is the remnants of the tower. That maybe the tower being that realization that you needed to walk away. That's a breakthrough moment. That's a tower moment. Three of Wands, clarified by the 10 of Wands. This is an outstanding card. I love everything about this. I love the font. I love the image. It's kind of like Atlas holding the world on his shoulders, and yet, like, what is it? Is it the world, or what is that shape? I mean, I'm sure there's a shape, there's a name for it, geometrically speaking, but I don't know what it is. It's a 5-sided pyramid. Is there such a thing? Well, clearly there is. There's this sense here that you're releasing all of this burden, right? 10 of Wands talks about burden. We're up leveling now to the Ace of Wands, a brand new beginning. Brand new beginning is calling you. Card of advice from Spirit. Sorry, like 10 cards came out. I can't take all of them. Just one card of advice, please, from Spirit. One card of advice, please, from Spirit. Thank you. Ah, who else got this? Was it Pisces? Number 5 of the Major Arcana, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Spirit's asking you to really reassess what your values are. Because there might have been a period of time where you, and I'm not, there's no shame in this. We are all like just students of life. But there might have been a time, it's just like when, you know, people leave corporate America or corporate whatever, and then they go open like bakeries or surf shops, or like they do something that actually speaks to their heart space, and they start making money for themselves as opposed to other people. But they could have made a tremendous amount of, maybe a disgusting amount of wealth while they were in those jobs. And I'm really not trying to, like, I work for a company, right? So it's like, I'm very grateful for my job, but it's like we're making money for other people, right? So sometimes there just comes to a point where you're just like, I'm tired of working for other people. I want to work for myself, whatever it is. There might have been a period of time where you had to put aside what was right for you, your boundaries, your standards and rules and values. And Spirit is saying, you're going to take any advice from us, please take this advice. Like, look at your standards, your codes of conduct, the things that you stand for. Remember what those things are. Not with hubris, not with pride, with humility, but with integrity. Get back to that place again. That's the core. That's the core of your being. And take it one step further as a spiritual being. What is your purpose on this planet? And how can you help others? That's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.